Governor Greg Abbott has called for a special election to cover the remainder of Blake Farenthold's term after his abrupt resignation last month. Thank you so much for joining us. This afternoon, Governor Abbott set that date to fill the 27th Congressional District seat, and candidates have only a few days to file.
Now, as we've reported, Farenthold first announced that he would not seek re-election. Then again, he abruptly resigned last month, leaving the 27th Congressional District without any representation. Well, that resignation came amid a public backlash after it was revealed the former congressman used $84,000 in taxpayer money to settle a sexual harassment lawsuit filed against him, as he was required to do by law. Michael Cloud and Eric Holguin have already said they will run in this special election, which will be held on Saturday, June 30th. The filing deadline for candidates is this Friday, April 27th. Early voting will be held from June 13th to June 26th.